Hey everyone, well welcome to week 4. I seem to be having some trouble with my camera this recording, so you don't get to see my face, so sorry about that, but hopefully you'll be able to hear my voice okay. So I just wanted to go over the week 4 instructions. This one again is a week where you have some pretty detailed instructions, so I'm going to pull up the to-do list, which has all of those instructions and also has a notes or a graphic organizer that you're going to use this week to complete part of the background research. So first thing to do is obviously watch this video for important information. And then the second thing I'd like you to do this week is I want you just to review one of the next generation science standards. So this one is the LS4 standard in biology or life science, and it is a 3rd grade standard, which is indicated by the 3 at the beginning here of the standard. And so this is the standard you're going to use to plan an environmental education outdoor lesson. So this week I just want you to read it, take a good look at it, kind of investigate the different parts of it, what all is included in this. So there's actually 4 standards here that you will get to choose from, and you'll pick one of these to align with a project learning tree lesson. So the first thing you're going to do is make sure you understand what the four options are, and then you're going to go to the project learning tree textbook, your online textbook, and you're going to find an activity that seems to fit with this standard. So for instance, if you picked use evidence to construct an explanation for how the variations and characteristics among individuals of the same species may provide advantages in surviving, finding mates, and reproducing, that standard aligns really well with the birds and worms activity in the project learning tree text. So you we'll have to actually do some creative thinking and problem solving in that you have to actually understand what these mean and then find activities that pertain to them. So that will be the first part of your research this week. So again, read over this standard, look at these 4 performance standards, and then you're going to then go to your project learning tree text and choose an activity that you're going to modify. So it has to align to some degree with the standard, and then you're going to do some modifying of it to fit our outdoor lesson. So this is what teachers do in the classroom is they get curriculum and they take it and they use it in their classrooms, but they often have to add things or take away things to the lesson or change it, and this is what you're going to be practicing in this class. Is taking curriculum from Project Learning Tree and using it to modify and adapt to your hypothetical students. And this first lesson you're going to be planning is an outdoor environmental education lesson. So, all right. So that's the first task. And then to get prepared for planning this lesson, one of the ways you're going to modify it is you're going to actually incorporate literacy in your lesson. And so you need to actually find out some information about how do we incorporate literacy with science. So the first way we do that is in reading, and so we use science trade books or kids' books, picture books, even nonfiction books where that address certain topics in science. And so you're going to read about how trade books are incorporated in science learning. And so your task to do this background research is you're going to read 2 articles. One of them I've actually linked on Canvas. So if we go back to the Canvas site and we go to our resources, you will see that, oh, I gotta move this out of the way a little so I can reach this. So you're going to read the one that's under week 4. It's called Bringing Back Books. So I've provided that one, but the second one, you're actually going to have to look up through the library at WU and find it yourself. So I've provided some instructions for how to do that because I want you to learn how to search for information as well using library resources. So The second article is using trade books in teaching elementary science, facts and fallacies. So I provided a link, but this one, actually, I'm sorry, I think I provided the link to the wrong one. So this one is the one that you have to actually look on Canvas for, or look in the library for. So I'll update that on the to-do list. And then this is the one that I provided on Canvas. So as you read those, I want you to take some notes. This is going to help you complete the assignment for this week, which is a discussion post. So here you're going to answer these questions using statements from one of the articles. So you can either use the first or the second article. You just need to indicate which article it is, and you're going to copy and paste a specific statement from that article. So why use a science trade book? Both of those articles address that, and you're going to pick something from the article that says that. So these would be copy and paste. You're not going to turn this document in. You're going to use it to then respond to the discussion post, which you will see on our to-do list, is the next thing. So look up the articles. As you read them, respond to the questions on that document that's on page 2 of the to-do list. And then the second thing you're going to do that you also need to respond to the discussion post is you're going to look at these notebooks. So we have reading, so reading trade books or picture books or nonfiction books with science content is the reading, and then the writing is using science notebooks. So students having science notebooks where they record observations, data, information, notes, like real scientists. And so you're going to look at these resources on science notebooks. And then after you've reviewed those, you're going to go and respond to the Literacy Forum post. So the Literacy Forum is going to have you actually talk about why we use trade books and why we use science notebooks and how are they relevant in fostering literacy skills in elementary students. So how would you incorporate a trade book and a science notebook in your upcoming lesson that you're planning? So thinking about the project learning tree, so you're going to have to pull all of this together at the end. So thinking about the project learning tree activity that you selected from our textbook, you're going to then take that lesson and you're going to figure out how to incorporate using a trade book and using a science notebook as part of the lesson. So you don't have to write that out, you just have to describe that in this discussion post. So those are your assignments for this week. The last thing I will say that you will want to do is on Canvas, actually, I have an example that I have provided. So this is birds and worms is one of the PLT activities that you could have chosen. And I've provided just kind of ways to look at it. So lesson objectives and questions, and then an example of the lesson plan that was written using that activity for your upcoming lesson. So take a look at that just so that you have an idea of where we're headed for next week when you're actually going to plan this outdoor environmental lesson. So that's it for this week. Hopefully that makes sense. And again, if you have any questions, make sure to email me or set up a time during office hours to meet, and I'd be happy to give you further instructions. Hope you're having a good week this week, and fourth week, we're headed down the backside of summer term already. So here's the fun part where you actually get to put all of this knowledge into practice, writing up lessons for students. A big part of what teachers do. So I hope you enjoy it and find it a creative process.